Hi traders. I thought I would put together a recap for you guys today. It's been a little while since I've done one, but I just thought that this was not only a really good trading day and interesting lessons because it was non-farm payroll, but also just a very kind of unique week overall with a lot of ebb and flow to the trading, some difficult days, and so I think there's some important lessons to be learned for various traders in our training program who are just really building up that consistency and that confidence, which does take a little bit of time to do. So basically as the week went, this was a fantastic day. Wednesday was a fantastic day. A number of the new traders making, 6 or more points. We had a few people making over 10. Very nice uptrend that we had. Tuesday and Thursday were admittedly more difficult days. Tuesday there was some, definitely some profit to be had, a little bit in there, but it wasn't easy. Not really just ranging conditions. I mean, ranging conditions we can still make some profit, but at least in the early part of the morning, it was pretty choppy, pretty kind of whipsaw sort of action, and we definitely saw that on Thursday as well. So, a little bit difficult days. Days that some of the newer guys ended up struggling with a little bit, and that's kind of to be expected with anything when you're learning, when you're developing. There's going to be some of those tough days, and even I told the guys that on Thursday would be a day that would be very tough, even for a very experienced trader, for myself to be pulling profit out of. So some days are going to be like that, but the important lesson of the week is that there are going to be those good days in there, and it's important not to get too down or to change your approach, to change your system, because that's what happens to a lot of newer traders. They have one difficult day, one bad day, or a couple losses in a row, and then they start to panic a little bit, and they start to change their plan. They start to, quickly adjust and change things around because they don't have the confidence in it. But it's important to know your trading edge and to, continue trading your plan even during those slightly difficult times, because if you've got a good solid trading edge, you have a good positive expectancy, it is going to come through for you. So Wednesday is a good example. Obviously this day here, Friday, was an excellent example as well. And the profits on the good days are going to be so much more than the difficult days. We're going to be losing a couple points, and then you can have days where you're making, like I said, on Wednesday, 10 points. Friday you can make 8 or 10 points as well, or an advanced trader making a bit more. So you could easily clear out those difficult days, but it's so crucial that you stick to the plan, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on that opportunity. So that's really the important lesson, sticking to the plan, knowing your edge. In terms of my own trading, this is the one day with non-farm payroll that we had in here before the official market open, the New York Stock Exchange open. This day, non-farm, I do like to sometimes show up a little bit early and trade the pre-market. Wasn't able to because I had some other things I was doing, watching some Aussie rules football, so wasn't around. Would have been nice to be able to catch the initial news move, but did get around for the open here, and started a little bit slow with just taking a small profit. Was actually looking for a bigger break of this area here based on the market structure, the momentum. Didn't get it, so just took some profit. Tried what was a very aggressive long situation, and unfortunately didn't get a chance to minimize my risk, so took a big loss on that one. But from there, we just had this huge run to the downside. And this is another thing that, a lot of newer traders can get really frustrated with this, when the market just absolutely flies and you don't have a chance to get in. And sometimes, that's going to happen. You could kind of see that this might break, just based on the early market moves. And that's what I was essentially going for initially. But, wasn't able to catch on to it. Some breakout traders might be able to, but breakout trading is a different thing altogether, and carries its own risks. So in this case, huge breakout move, didn't pull back, wasn't able to get in, and that just happens sometimes. Got to accept it, move on, and wait for the next good trade. And from there, we got very, very extended, so wasn't too interested because a deeper pullback was very likely. Had a pullback into a pretty clear little zone here, so managed to get a very aggressive short out of it. again, looking for a bigger trade, looking for a run down into here, and wasn't able to get that. So I had to take a smaller profit. And you'll notice with my trading, I left a lot of profit on the table for a number of these trades. And that's kind of the way that the trading's going to go. If you're the type like me who wants to look for some of those bigger wins, then sometimes you are going to give up a good chunk of profit in order to do that. But then when you get some of the ones that you're looking for, like this, that really run, you get your my full target of 5 points, it more than pays off for the little bit that I give up in terms of a point or a few ticks that I might give up by looking for that. So worked out pretty well. I took a loss in here, then market turned over. We were able to identify that shift in momentum, that change in the structure, and start to go long. Initially, you've always got to be a little bit more careful about going in the other direction. So I wasn't looking for a home run, but once we started to get that confirmed momentum, I was definitely starting to become a little bit more aggressive. Didn't want to trade in here, even though could have been some winners in here. Could have had some profit, but playing things safe again because everything had been so strongly to the downside, and just basically had to wait for my next situation here. This one, the plus 3 points here, which eventually ran up into my next area that I identified. And again, I missed out on quite a bit of profit potential there, but you got to stick to your plan. You got to stick to what you're comfortable with, and no real harm done. I'm happy with the way I traded it, even if I didn't absolutely maximize every tick, every point. That's not really what it's about, in terms of good trading. It's about making, good decisions, keeping your risk as low as you can, and maximizing the reward when you have the opportunity with it, within the limits of what you're comfortable holding for. So excellent day, guys, and hopefully, you took a few lessons from this week in terms of just that balance of trading. As I said, the ebb and flow, and how not every day is going to be a massive home run day, but what really matters is consistency over the course of weeks, months. That's what allows you to do this long term. It's not about making huge money every single day, because if you try to focus on that, you are going to run into a lot of roadblocks with your trading. So keep that larger perspective. That's what we do here at Samurai Trading Academy. We really focus on that bigger perspective of how to trade and how to make this work long term. So hopefully you guys did great, and I will talk to you soon.